Hi there, Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all of your comments on the last few videos that I've been posting. I am truly, truly touched. Thank you. Aries, as I was meditating on your sign, this wants to come out. Yeah, Hanged Man upright. Sorry, in reverse, where the Hanged Man is then standing upright. Right? As I was meditating on your sign, Aries, I got this feeling, this image of you setting out to a sort of garden, right? Your garden space. In the rain, right? Trudging through the mud. Okay. With your gloves on, with your garden gloves on and a shovel. And you just set out in the dirt, right? And you start pulling out weeds. Like, I'm talking like without a care, without a concern. Like, that is your mission, right? Is to go into that garden space and get every weed out that does not belong there, and planting in its place a seed for what you do want to manifest, for what you do want to grow. Okay, replacing what does not serve you with what does resonate, right? With that space. So it's about acquainting yourself with that garden space. Wow. 6 of Swords in reverse. But the way it came out was a little bit odd. It was first upright and then it was in reverse. So, but we'll get to that as we get further into the energies. This wants to come out. This wants to come out. It's been a rather atypical spread for all the signs today. I did Sagittarius today. So, right, like, I'm just being compelled to pull them out, or they're either just flying out. The energy is expressing itself very strongly, all right? And I'm sensing there's a lot of change happening, right? The uprooting and the rerooting. These want to come out. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, Aries. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, there's you are breaking out of the box is what you're doing. You are breaking out of the box, even if it is just simply an imaginary space, right? That where you feel confined in some way, right? Even by your own thoughts, you're breaking out of that space, breaking out of it, and you're going for the gold. You're going for the day. You're going for the sun where the light shines, right? You're no longer going to let these weeds grow in your garden, right? You're, as I was saying, acquainting yourself with your garden space, right? With that sacred space. What belongs there? What doesn't? Chariot, 10 of Wands. Yes, changing the way you do things. Changing the way you do things. Okay? Charging forward in a new direction. Chariot in reverse, we'll talk about that. But nonetheless, it's pioneering energy. It's pioneering energy. Interesting. 7 of Pentacles. And the way that flew out was also rather interesting. It was sort of like, look at this, my gosh. Wow, interesting. 7 of Pentacles flew out like, okay, these want to come out, and we'll leave it at that for now. Reverse 5 of Pentacles, overlaying the 2 of Wands in reverse, and overlaying the Hierophant. That's your theme. That's your theme. Now, let's take a look here. Okay. Aries. The way the 7 of Pentacles in reverse flew out was rather curious. Why? Because it was almost as if, right? It was like a blip. it was like a blip. Like all of a sudden, right? You decide to change, redirect how you're placing your efforts into something that you believe will bring you long-term satisfaction. It's a reversal of path in some shape or form. And it absolutely, right, accompanies this energy of the Ten of Wands, right? The letting go of a previous way of doing things, habit patterns, behavior patterns, right? Absolutely, the uprooting of what no longer serves us, going into that garden and just digging out all those weeds. You don't belong here, you don't belong here, you don't belong here, right? This is what I want to plant. Realizing that you have fertile soil, right? In which you plant the seeds of your intentions, what you want to see grow, right? Beautiful energy, beautiful. You're taking command, you're taking action, you're taking control. I'm being drawn to my black tourmaline, crystal, actually, crystal. Speaking to detox, the removal, the extraction, the diffusion of even energetic dissonance, right? Anything that stands in our way, any energetic blockages, right, that we face, we diffuse that energy, we remove it, right? And in its place, we supplement it, right, with what we believe aligns with us, right, with our truth, with our soul path, with what will help us grow, right, in a genuine way that is in line with our soul. So, I'm feeling Aries. Detox, right? Go through the energetic archive, so to speak. And actively, right? Remove what does not serve you and replace it with what does, right? Replace it with what does. It's similar to a sort of detox, right? You remove what from your diet, what does not help you, right? And your body sustain itself in a healthy way. And you replace it with things that do, the things that do nourish you, right? So it's that sort of transfusion, the transfusion of energy, letting go of what does not belong and bringing forward what does, okay? That's a very strong theme for you guys in March, I'm feeling, especially in the beginning half of the month, all right? Now, absolutely, I believe this theme as well came up in previous readings for you guys. I think it was actually, what was it? It was maybe the full moon, Regardless, this fan of cards popped out. The Sun in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Swords in reverse. Speaking to stepping out of a situation, and it absolutely, I'm feeling, can be tied to our sense of community, our relation, how we see ourselves in relation to the people around us, right? Our friend group, so to speak, right? The people that we associate with on some level or another. Stepping out, removing ourselves from those situations that we were in that did not, right, empower us, that kept us somehow restricted, somehow boxed in some shape or form, somehow unable to speak our truth, right, our independent individual truth, right? When you look at this card, it shows these three birds and these three cups, right, that are kind of shadowed, right? It's a very shadowed feeling. And then you see this beautiful background, right, of their environment, which is the only thing in color on this card. And they're all looking at the sun together, right? It's kind of like a threes company feeling. Gemini got this theme in their Valentine's Day reading, okay? Nonetheless, it's almost like on this card, right, when it's upright, that the emphasis, right, the focal point of the energy is not on the independent expression of these three birds. it's on their collective identity, right? As sort of one in the same, in a way, right? The emphasis is on the environment that brings them together, the environment to which they relate similarly, okay, and in synchrony. So there's an overshadowing of the personal identity, right, of these birds and their emotions, what emotionally satisfies them. Like, the cups are there, but they're not, like, the birds aren't even looking at them, right? So emotional satisfaction that speaks to you on a very individual level is not present in this card. And so this card is now in reverse for you. This energy is now reversed. You're no longer just remaining in the situation that's not really emotionally satisfying, that kind of overshadows your personal truth, right? It's very similar to this card here, the Four of Swords. It's kind of like we are boxed in by looming thoughts or looming expectations, right? The pressure, societal pressure, right? And they can even be our own, self-imposed, absolutely, absolutely. But look at on this card, the lamb, and that sun that shines on the lamb's forehead. It's like, in this situation, whatever it was that you were in, you in your heart of hearts had your eye and your soul really on that brighter future, right? The real sun, Whereas, like, this is like the sunset. It's sort of like a fake backdrop, right? It's almost like for the sake of, right? But the sun, oh my gosh, is like, and it's a major arcana. It's very, very personal energy, very transformative personal energy, very independent energy, right? So you see the sun on all of these three cards portrayed, but it's the sun card in and of itself, right? And the sun on the lamb's forehead on the Four of Swords card that alludes to the substitution of a situation that didn't truly empower us, didn't truly allow us to feel like we are, pursuing our absolute purpose and truth, replacing it with complete independence, stepping out into the light, right? Even if it's stepping out alone, even if it is no longer, right, in this trio, with this trio, right? You are leaving the box that contained you in some sort of way. You're leaving that that space that kept you restricted. Okay, in terms of your emotional expression as well, in terms of what truly satisfies you, right? Maybe you felt like you weren't even really able to speak your truth in this sort of situation amongst these people, if it's a community or a group or a network, right? So you're slowly embarking on a path to ultimate personal independence, optimism, right? Optimism. And a journey that speaks to you very personally, Aries, okay? And it's interesting because Aries is a fire sign, right? So, and again, all these three cards speak to fire in a very different way. This being really the desire for fire, right? The desire to step into the sun and harness our independence, right? Our optimism and our strength. And the sun card, of course, right? Stepping into that space. Truly living through that fire element. Whereas here it's like, we're not the fire element. We're not wielding the fire. We're just watching. We're watching the sun. We're watching the sun set. So it's a very interesting and different energy here, right? This manipulation of fire energy, so to speak. So I think you're waking up to that. You're absolutely waking up to that. You're gaining a clarity with that. You're now seeing that situation for what it is or what it was, and you're now saying, hey, you know what? I want to step into the sun, right? I want to step into the day. I don't want to take a passive role. I want to take my fire energy in such a way where I'm wielding it consciously, deliberately, and I'm creating with it. I'm taking an active role in that, right? Absolutely beautiful. And out popped as well the Six of Swords. Yes. Okay. The Six of Pentacles, interesting, both in reverse and both together. Both sixes. And the Father of Wands in reverse. Fire. Very strong fire energy. Actually the strongest, I would say. Of course, right? It's the Father of Wands, otherwise known as the King of Wands. So, in other decks. So you have, right? This is really interesting. 6-6, extreme fire. Air, earth, fire. The air, let me tune in here. Let me tune in. I want to get to this after we get to these cards. I'm sensing that information will come to light that pertains to that set of cards. All right. So yes, we spoke of, right? The Hanged Man in reverse, a waking up, right? An awakening, an awareness, a newfound awareness, right? It's like you were hanging in this situation. You were hanging out in this situation, right? Hanging out with certain people, maybe now you're like, I'm ready to wake up from this illusion, maybe, right? Whatever it may be. This place that keeps me in the dark, right? Like this bat just hanging in the cave. But you're taking matters into your own hands and you're saying, wait a second, right? Something about the situation isn't right. This is not where I really want to be. And so, the Hanged Man in reverse is right over the 10 of Wands. Realizing, right? By way of this awakening, you're like, I need to change the way I'm doing things. I need to put an end to that old cycle of doing, things, right? And refresh, and refresh, and refresh. Take out the weeds, take out all these weeds, and replace, right? Replace. So, now, there are a lot of cards that speak to an element of security, of groundedness, right? Of even that which is tangible, right? Whatever we contribute to, that we feel will bring us a sense of groundedness and stability in some shape or form in the long term. It can be studies, school, university, right? It can be career. It can be finances, right? A project of some sort. Whatever that is for you, right? And it will be different for everyone, I believe, is changing. And this theme did come up for you during the full moon. I do remember this. And perhaps also the first quarter moon, as I do videos for all of the moon cycles. Nonetheless, right? The theme, it seems, the theme of your reading and of this period, this transformative period, Aries, in your life at this moment in time is regarding a lack of true stability, a lack of feeling, right, truly stable in whatever it is that you do, in whatever it is that you contribute to. It's the reshaping, right? And so if you think, right, of the garden, that sort of analogy, right? The garden represents, in a way, the earth element, right? The planting of seeds, the harvest, the reaping, right? It's long term. It's slow moving energy. It's speaking to the pentacles, speaking to earth element. So I'm sensing that you are reevaluating and seeing now this process of growth and manifestation in your life from a different perspective, right? One in which you're like, I have a garden, I have soil, and I can choose what I want to plant, and I'm gonna take the initiative with that, right? I'm gonna be the one who plants the seeds, right? I'm gonna be in control of what what contributes to my sense of stability and groundedness. And you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, right? Upright, it speaks to a situation that regards our either finances, career, or whatever else, right? Stability, that perhaps went awry, right? That didn't deliver. That was not as promised. That was not as expected, right? And so there's a feeling of lack of groundedness and stability with this card, right? But in reverse, it's like you realize that, right? And so you're now taking control of the situation in terms of, yeah, I was not feeling stable with that situation, right? Which is interesting because the Three of Cups here, 3 is a very stable number. But stable in what way, right? Is it like comfortable? Like, oh, I know these people, we're so alike, in a way. We identify because of our environment or our circumstances or whatever else, right? So there's a sense of complacency, of comfort, right? Of status quo even. But is that the stability you're looking for? And I think that's the question that you are now not only answering, but taking action with, right? Really taking action with. So you were like, that was not really making me feel stable in and of myself. It's more also of a codependent sort of feeling of stability rather than one that is independent, right? That we see with the sun, stepping into the sun, right? Very much a fire card, speaking to independence, speaking to passion, vitality, will, right? Really courage too. It takes courage to step forward on a path that is of our own, right? Oftentimes, it can be seen that way. Also with the Chariot, very independent energy, right? So, I'm sensing that you were like, that situation was not satisfying for me. That was not giving me a true sense of stability and groundedness. I need to do something about it. And so you want to take action in a new direction. You want to harness your fire energy in a new way, in a way that is self-empowering, right? But in the planning stages, listening to your inner wisdom. This could also be a person, right, in your midst that supports you, that pushes you in that direction, right, to do what's best for you, what's really right for you, and reminds you of that, right, reminds you of your inner truth. Absolutely. All right. Now, you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, right on top of the Chariot in reverse. So the Chariot is like looking up at this Four of Pentacles, which is kind of interesting, right? And it's almost like the Chariot is waiting before he rides out, or she rides out, or they ride out on their path of solidarity, right? Of purpose, of mission, right? And so the Four of Pentacles is like, in reverse, sort of the initial planning stages, right? Of laying the groundwork, laying the foundation, right? Still ruminating, trying to strategize, okay? How to lay the groundwork, right? It's taking a step back from the 5 and saying, all right, that's not the path to my true stability and groundedness. Well, let me think about what is. Let me plant the seeds. Let me replant my seeds, right? Let me take all these seeds out and let me really think about what I want to plant here. And so the Chariot is looking up at that card, waiting. So you are in a state of configuration, right? Absolutely. Interesting. You have the Mother of Swords right in between the Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Man in reverse. The Mother of Swords is in reverse. And she's pointing right up at my clear quartz crystal, which speaks of clarity, which speaks of communication to an extent, right? Clarity. I associate this with the air element. Mother of Swords being very much tied to the air element. And you have two sort of people cards, like yin yang, right? The Hangman and the Mother of Swords. Did this come up as well? Did she come up as well in your Valentine's Day reading? I remember her for you, Aries, I believe. All right. Take a look at that video. If you haven't, I remember specifically talking about the Mother of Swords energy. This feels, Aries, like someone who is like she's not totally in line with this shift that you're making in your life. She's not totally in line, it seems. She's a little, how to say it, like bent out of shape, like a little bent up, knowing that you're going in this new direction. It's almost like because this is a very fixed energy. Mother of Swords, take a look at her. She means business, right? She's like fixed on her perch, right? This is what I believe, this is what I know, this is what and it's my way or the highway, right? Sort of feeling. And so she's like hanging upside down, but she's still looking head on. So it's kind of like she's the hanged man, which you have now reversed. So he's looking head on, like he's awake. The Hangman is awake. Mother of Swords is like, kind of like, hey, why don't you hang back the other way, right? Kind of feeling. But like still looking at you head on. It's kind of a weird energy, all right? Whoever is in your midst, Aries, who just does not sit right with you, and who you feel perhaps in your gut that you know, follow your intuition, Aries, but whoever does not seem to be really promoting and supporting your truth, your potential, your soul growth, right? Whoever you feel is not in line with that vibrationally, be aware of them. Be aware of them, and Aries, yeah, I don't get the best feeling from this card, so be aware of them, okay? Be aware of them. They may be someone who also is just not how they seem, all right? Because they are pointing up at the crystal quartz with their sword, but they're hanging upside down and they're looking head on. It's a confusing energy, and typically, right, this card speaks of clarity. But when it's in reverse, it's like something's a little strange, right? Because she's looking head on, but she's upside down, so it's weird, all right? Just pay mind to that. Pay mind to that. And right, be aware of that as you detox, right? Detox on every level, right? On many levels, right? Energy, everything is energy, right? People, they exude energy. They are energy. We are all energy. Things, places, thoughts, right? So be really aware of your environment, who you're hanging out with, right? Who is in your midst, right? Who aligns and who doesn't, what aligns and what doesn't, right? Getting rid of what does not align with you and your vibration. That which you want to move towards, right? That which you want to move towards in the future. Okay. I'm sensing impeding progress, okay? This might be somebody who is trying, maybe, I'm not sure, I don't know, but it's like an energetic blockage that's kind of distracting, all right? It could perhaps just be someone who is not, is sort of in your way. Or tries to just tries to hinder growth in some way. I hope that that's not the case, right? And it could not be, but just, again, pay mind, all right, to your environment. And if someone like that, with that kind of energy is in your midst, be aware of it, right? And follow your intuition with that situation, okay? She's overlaying the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles is leading straight up into the Hanged Man. Interesting. Very interesting. The Chariot is a 7, and the Seven of Pentacles is right next to the Chariot. Both 7s. Just one of the major arcana, one of the earth element. At the base of this transformation. Let me get back to this energy, Aries, okay? You have, let's go back up top here, the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles with the Father of Wands, all 3 in reverse. Right. Okay, and I will say this, right? This energy is not to be paranoid of, right? But just, I just feel that it's maybe not in line with your best direction, right? Like that which you feel is right for you. Okay, so it's just, it seems sort of like a polarity of energy, okay? Nonetheless, Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Father of Wands, all 3 in reverse. Again, air, earth, fire. I'm feeling like this is you, Aries, the Father of Wands, right? Really wanting to become the ultimate wielder, right, of your fire energy, right? Really tap into that ultra creative zone that we're seeing with the Sun card. But it's in reverse, so it's still trying to get to that stage, approaching that stage. There are so many elements here, Aries. So many elements. Very interesting. Okay, so you have a lot of 6s, and you have a lot of 7s. A lot. A lot. And exactly 2 to be exact. And you have a pair of 4s as well. So I'm sensing, Aries, that you are still needing to transform, perhaps. Let me tune in. We're going from a 6 to a 7 of Pentacles here. 7 is leading up to the Hanged Man. Your awakening. I'm feeling, Aries, you're going to have to trace steps. It's almost like, because there's a lot of very interwoven energy here, okay? And so this is what I'm feeling, right? You're going to really need to go through the energetic archives, right? Really go through the energetic archives that regard your air element, right? That which regards your thinking, your analytical mind, your logical mind, going through whatever it is that we've been harboring, right? As even habit patterns of thinking. Okay, the things that we have been contributing to in terms of what we believe will bring us long-term stability needs to be uprooted. So it's the principle behind how we view our sense of stability and groundedness that needs to be uprooted. Absolutely, and we're seeing that with the 5 of Pentacles here as your theme in reverse. And that's what was holding back, or perhaps is, your ability to really step into that fire element, right? In a way that you feel is very productive for reaching your ultimate soul satisfaction, right? And potential. To use that fire energy in a very creative way. Okay. Yes. So I'm sensing, Aries, that you were on a path of an old sort of way of doing things, of achieving stability and groundedness. And suddenly you woke up to that and you were like, wait a second, this is not taking me where I want to go. Right? In reverse. Leading straight up to the Hanged Man. Awareness. Awakening. So, yes, and see, this 7 of Pentacles is right beneath this Mother of Swords. The color tone of these 2 cards is very similar. Very similar. Right? Black and white lines, very fine lines in the background. It's a very fixed, boxed energy. So you're breaking out of that. You're waking up to a reality that you previously... right, I'm sensing again, felt, knew intuitively that was not really helping empower you or support your best you, so to speak, or the vibration, right, that you want to align with. And so you woke up to that and you were like, that's it. I'm no longer gonna remain hanging. Right? I'm gonna look at the situation for what it is. And so you have here the Ace of Cups. This was another fan of cards that popped out. The Ace of Cups in reverse, which signifies awaiting, right? Awaiting emotional renewal, which I, again, feel that Aries has been getting. Okay, you guys are waiting. You're waiting for that emotional renewal of some sort. All right? Overlaying the 9 of Wands in reverse. Overlaying the Star in reverse. Overlaying the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And the Mother of Wands upright. Okay, so at the base of this all, it's interesting because you have a Mother of Wands and you have a Father of Wands. They are a pair, right? So it's almost like you want to step fully into your creative element. You want to step into your element. You want to feel like you're in your element, right? Aries is a very fiery sign. You're the first fire sign, right? So, and with the Sun here, and the Chariot, and the Father of Wands, and the Hangman in reverse, you are ready, and might I add, the Two of Wands in reverse as well, in your theme beneath the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Aries, you have this hankering desire to step into and to fully express your fire energy in the most creative way, in the way that speaks to your personal truth, right? Your soul purpose. What am I here for? What am I here to create? What do I want to create? I'm in control of that, right? What seeds do I want to plant yet again? So, at the very base of this is the Mother of Wands, the desire to cultivate, right? To contribute to whatever it is that we create in a very active way. And you could be in a period of immense, fertile creativity. Very much so, all right? Very much so. Underpinning the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which speaks to stability in and of itself, major stability, laying the groundwork. You have the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, okay, both in reverse, speaking to the initial stages of laying the groundwork of whatever it is that we feel will one day bring us true stability and groundedness, right? So the underpinning of this creative, very fertile energy is what is upholding, right, this whole process for you. So it could be a very creative process. It could be a new way that you express yourself, a new way that you see yourself, a new way that you present yourself to the world, right? A new way that you see yourself in the world, right? As one who is wielding and in control of their creative potential and their fire element. So I'm sensing that this, whatever this journey is going to ultimately bring you a renewal of emotions, one that makes you feel emotionally satisfied, refreshed, right? Will bring you ultimate stability. Will feel that you're contributing towards something that is bringing you a sense of groundedness and an independent groundedness, right? Not a more codependent sort of feeling of almost like surface level comfort, so to speak. And it's stepping into your dreams, succeeding your hopes and your desires, right? Those that speak to your soul. Those that speak to you on a very deep level, right? That are true to you personally, right? Not just what we as a group, as a collective, right? Aspire towards or partake in. It's like the stars, like my dream as a soul. My purpose here on planet Earth is, right? It's going after that, and in such a way that is going to bring long-term stability, it seems, right? So it's about our truth, our personal truth, our soul truth, right, is what I mean. Stepping into that, becoming aware of that. Pursuing our truth. Nine of Wands in reverse. Ultimately, right, taking deliberate action towards this new beginning in some shape or form in such a way that will lead you to a new place, higher ground, right? When you look at the Nine of Wands, it's very much sort of like leading to a place that is enchanting, that is of wonder, right? But that we inherently don't really know, right? What it will look like, what it will sound like, what it will feel like, what it will be like, right? With the moon is mysterious, but you're being guided by your intuition, right? To lay those wands, to ascend, right? Up this staircase, right? That you believe will lead you to your dreams. Those that are so personal to you on a soul level, on a deep level. So I'm sensing, right, that you are absolutely seeking very deliberate channeling of your fire energy. Absolutely. And stepping into a greater independence as well, Aries. Okay. So, beautiful reading. I really liked this for you. It seems you're making a major, major turnaround. You have awoken. You have woken up from whatever lull, whatever stagnancy, whatever lethargy, right, that you might have felt in the past, inability to break free from whatever, right, whatever sort of restriction, be it that which we place upon ourselves in some shape or form, or that which others place on us, or even that of society, right, in some shape or form. You are stepping forward into your light, Aries. Oh my goodness. All power to you as to all. Enjoy March. Enjoy March. Revel in that creativity and that independence, right? That chariot, that sun. Ride off into your sunset. All right? Beautiful. I will be back with a last quarter moon reading, most likely tomorrow. I'm filming this on the 17th, so the 18th I should have your last quarter moon reading. That will assess the energies of the moon as it moves through the month, and we approach the new moon period of planting new seeds. All right. Let's see what else. Oh yes. So people have been asking about the personal readings, if I do them and how I do them. So I have two services on my website. The first is the astrological report and interpretation, which assesses the planetary bodies in alignment and elemental expressions in your chart by way of your birth chart, right? So that's one service. Another service is the personal reading. I do that. I will pre-record it and I will upload it as a private link, and I'll send that link to you. That's how that works. But here's the thing with that. I highly, highly recommend, if you're going to do a personal reading, to do the astrological report. Why? Because I see, right, any kind of tarot reading as a snapshot, right, a fragment almost of time and space that we then assess energetically, right? But in a way, it's a little symptomatic, right? We are assessing just sort of a period in time. So here's the thing, right? With an astrology chart, with a birth chart, we see the origin of that energy that's radiating from the point of your birth, right? Because that is really what an astrology chart is. It's like an energetic expression. It's your blueprint, right, of your being. From the moment you were born, every planet, where was it? What was it doing? How was it interacting with other planets, right? What signs were they in? It's so complex and so eye-opening oftentimes, right, perhaps in terms of how we are to move forward, right? What energies we have at our disposal, what hidden gifts, talents, right? So if this is something that you want to learn more about, right, within yourself, if this is something that you don't really feel fully aware of or aligned with, your soul path, your soul calling, right, that dream job, so to speak, right, which is really just living your truth, then I highly suggest, even before doing the private reading, to do the astrology report. That will give you a lot of insight as to the predisposition of energies, right? Even before we tap into, well, how are you manifesting them now in a certain period of time, right? So that's greatly insightful, greatly helpful when we're doing the tarot reading. I love using them in tandem. They're so insightful together. So I highly recommend, if you're going to do either one of the services or just one of them, do the astrology report first, all right? Nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning in, Aries. Check out as well your ascendant, rising, or moon sign, as oftentimes those tend to be even more accurate, if not just as accurate as your sun sign, all right? I know I resonate a lot with my moon, so if you don't know either one of those signs for yourself, you can click the link below in the description box. I have all the links there as well for my website and those services, so feel free to check it out. Until then, Aries, enjoy March. Have a beautiful month and the rest of February as well. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.